What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Jeremy Wormy, and we've been talking a lot about Alyssa Mercante and her lawsuit against Smash JT right now. And I really only ever comment on her when there's something interesting going on, with whether it's the lawsuit or her, nuking her entire lawsuit when she went on to David Jaffe's show. And for those of you who don't remember what she ended up saying on this show, I will just jump forward 40 seconds and play you exactly what she said to David Jaffe.
As a woman, men are making money off of you anyway, or they're trying to look for ways
Absolutely.
to gawk at you anyway. And if you feel comfortable doing this, then do it. The issue that I had and have is that what I did, because I did briefly do cam work, just like
She openly admits she did cam work. Now, she says that she was just digitally stripping, but she openly says that she did cam work, which is within the modern day and the modern era, that is exploiting your body for the sake of money. You could say it's just digitally stripping. Well, in reality, you are taking money from people, all while exposing yourself within a sexual manner. And you can come over here to her exact lawsuit. We scroll right down here and we can say the lawyer accuses that Smash JT made factually false statements about her with actual malice, because Tarzia quoted statements are statements which impugn the chastity of Alyssa Mercante and accuses her of the commission of a crime of moral turpitude, to wit, prostitution under New York Penal Law 230 under New York Civil Rights Law 77, is they are defamatory per se, and special damages need not be plead. Now, when you admit to being a cam girl, a cam model, a cam individual in the modern era, that is akin to, well, prostitution. I don't care either way you think about it. It is modern day prostitution. You are exploiting yourself for a sexual manner and trying to get money all while at the same time. So it becomes really interesting when we got our good buddy over here, David Jaffe, saying, I think they are lying to you about Alyssa Mercante. An 8-minute video trying to disprove the fact that she nuked her entire case by going on his stream. I haven't even seen what he had to say yet. So why don't we all together actually react to this? Because I'm willing to bet you money he is straw manning and is completely unaware of what it is that she did.
It's clear just how disingenuous a lot of these people are. You don't have to like me. You don't have to like Alyssa. You don't have to agree with anything we say. But it'd be nice, at least if some of you guys who don't know you're being lied to, or at least being informed by people who are not informed themselves, it would be nice to share that data with you and do with that what you want.
She went on a live stream with none other than David Jaffe. She went on a rant, she went on rambles, and well, she has made herself look extremely bad, and she accidentally destroyed her own lawsuit. So this is a Smash JT article.
The last couple of days.
Well, she did. And the thing is, and this is something that's really idiotic with these people. They say that they're being lied to, that we're lying to you, that we are misrepresenting the facts, that we are doing all this stuff. We have your own words. We have your Twitter accounts. We have your live streams. We have your own words. We hear it coming from your mouths. We go over this information all the time. We see it verbatim that you are doing this. So if you're saying that we are lying or misrepresenting the truth, I'm sorry, David Jaffe, we're using your own words. So are you lying? Are you misrepresenting the truth? Are you not being forthcoming with the information? That's what's really interesting in all this. Are you the one that's doing it, David? Because we come with receipts. You don't.
Since Alyssa came on my show, I've seen a number of this sort of thing on the internet. Alyssa Mercante destroyed her lawsuit. She accidentally destroyed her lawsuit, caught in a huge lie. Mercante quits X, destroys lawsuit versus the Smash, what's his name? Jet, whatever, the Smash.
You can't be this idiotic. It's literally right there, David. Smash JT. Smash JT. Smash JT. You are being full-fledged idiotic and trying to say, oh, I don't even know who this guy is. Smash J, blah, 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 blah. I don't need. It's right there. You are being full-fledged disingenuous with you trying to act like you don't even know who this is and what this lawsuit is.
Guy. I'm not a lawyer, so take it with a grain of salt, but I think I have read the lawsuit. Here it is right here. If you're curious, what a lot of people are pointing to, well, there's two things they're pointing to, saying, see, you caught yourself in a lie, blah, blah, blah. It's a defamation suit that she's filed against the Smash guy. What she is saying is that he defamed her, said things like she was a prostitute and she took money for sex, blah, blah.
She was a cam girl. She took money for sexual favors, sexual exploitation, whatever you want to say there. I know there's a lot of people that says that sex work is real work, but let's be fair here and honest. Admitting to the cam work, admitting to being the cam girl, you destroyed your entire lawsuit, because that is what Smash has been pointing out and saying about you, is that you were a cam girl, a cam hua, you were a cam prostitute. Those are the same things. If you are admitting to doing that, that destroys the defamation and you have no lawsuit anymore. Do you see this? I don't think you do, David. I fundamentally don't think you do. We'll keep going, but unless you play what she had to say and tried to defend it and say, well, that's not the same thing, you're playing semantics at that point in time, because it's literally the same thing.
Blah, blah. That's kind of the main crux of it. There's a whole backlog in this, which is really interesting, reading about what this Smash guy was doing before he kind of became this sort of internet personality, and what she's done, blah, blah. Do with that what you want. It's interesting. I haven't read a lot of lawsuits, but I've read enough to know that this one is written in a way that's like, oh, it's pretty clear to understand what's going on here. It's on page.
It's not, though, because she's also a public figure and she loses a lot of the things that she's trying to defend herself with. When you're a public figure, that changes the whole dynamic. So it's pretty easy to tell that you haven't even looked into half this stuff, that you don't even know here. So she doesn't have a strong lawsuit to begin with, and she nuked her own lawsuit with your stream. So now you're trying to come out here and simp for her and act like she didn't do this, when it's plain and simple, David. It's the easiest thing to figure out, David, that she nuked her own lawsuit with her own statements.
Page 22, section C, paragraph 92. That's the guy's name, Smash JT. Oh, I see. Smash JT, right, is Jeff Tarzia. Crosses the line. And this is, I guess, where it becomes what Alyssa and her attorney are claiming are defamation. On the 30th of March, 2024, Tarzia posted horrification. What's that? Like what Alyssa Mercante does, sucking dicks in her off time for money.
She was a cam girl. She was a cam hua. She literally did it. She admitted to doing it. Now we can say, well, she didn't do this exact thing. It doesn't matter. She whored herself out. She did it. Doesn't matter how long she did it. Doesn't matter what exactly she did. She whored herself out. We get to make fun of her. And you're acting. And in fact, if we go back over here, you yourself even act like, what's the big deal? Why bring this up? What's the big deal? Why sue him over it? Legitimately. Why sue him over it then? Why act like this isn't a big deal? Why act like it's not a big deal to make these jokes? If you're saying it's empowering, if you're saying it's okay to be a whore, why sue him at all? You said it's okay. What's the big deal?
Then on April 1st, he said Alyssa has since come forward stating she used to be a sex worker sucking for money before working at Kotaku. On the same day, he repeated the claims on his website. Then he repeated them again on a channel at the 1st and 3rd of May of that same year. Such conduct, says the lawsuit, constitutes the crime of prostitution under New York penal law. He's defaming her.
She admitted to being a cam girl.
It's like digitally stripping. What I did, because I did briefly do cam work, just like digitally stripping.
She openly admitted to being a cam girl. You can't get away from this now. You can't move away from this. You admitted to being a cam hua. Now they're going to be digging into your exact cam work and looking exactly what you did. You pimped yourself out. You could try to say that, well, it's not this, it's not that, it's not this. You admitted to it. Your whole lawsuit is bunked now. And it doesn't matter if David Jaffe wants to come out here and defend you and try to say, no, he did it. No, she didn't. No, this never happened. Admitting to the cam work, Admitting to doing the sex work is undermining your entire lawsuit, and then defending everybody that does sex work and says it's no big deal undermines your lawsuit, as it's saying that it's defamation. If you're saying it's no big deal, it's not a big thing, and it's empowering, then it's not defamatory. You see the issues here? You see what's going on here? That whole live stream you did with her, David, that whole thing destroyed her lawsuit. I'm willing to bet you're doing this video because you understand that she destroyed her lawsuit and you're trying to salvage what you can. And in reality, you can't anymore. You can't salvage it.
Says the lawsuit because he's claiming she's a prostitute. And when she came on my show, she said this.
What I did, because I did briefly do cam work, just like digitally stripping. Not even really.
Like cam girl stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Years and years ago when I first graduated.
Do you not understand that admitting to that is her outright saying she was a digital prostitute? Are you unable to fundamentally understand that? She admitted to it. I can't believe that you actually think that this isn't a destructive to her lawsuit. If she's saying she did it, then it's a fact statement. Then at the same time, if she's saying it's very empowering and you should go out and do it, that's not defamatory then. You're saying that it's a good thing to do. Are you unable to understand this stuff? Because if you are, you really need to get off the internet.
Graduated from post-grad. I probably did it not very long. It kind of gave me the ick.
Right.
And I've openly spoken about it, but it was getting twisted, and it still is twisted to where people believe not only that I was a prostitute, which is very different.
Not really. If you sit down and start thinking about it, what's the difference? One is you're having sex for money. The other one is I'm giving you sexual gratification for money. What's the difference there? Literally, what's the difference? One's in person, one's online. Not really big difference there now, is it?
But that I have performed sexual acts to get my job or to get money. And none of that is true.
Wait, so you didn't? So then why cam girl? Why perform the sex acts for cam girl? Did you do it all for free then? Is that what you're saying? Because if so, man, that's even worse. That's even more sad if you did it all for free. Like, think about this. Literally think about it, what it is she's saying. This whole thing undermines your entire lawsuit. There's no getting around it. Welcome to the realities of this. Welcome, David Jaffe. You're showing what she did to destroy her lawsuit. There's no backing away.
So that is damaging.
Now, if you look up the definition of prostitution, barring very specific edge cases, which
what are those specific edge cases, buddy? What are they? I want to look.
And I don't mean it like that, you filthy person. Very specific edge cases, of which this is not. Prostitution requires physical contact. So if you are bartering services, goods, money for sex, that falls into the definition of prostitution.
Okay, so you're doing stuff for sexual natures in a sexual gratification way, right? In the United States, camming is generally legal, but performers must adhere to laws concerning obscenity and ensure that they are not engaging in activities that could be considered illegal under state or federal law. The laws can vary by state, and some states have more restrictive or vague statutes regarding what constitutes obscene behavior. Legal advice is often recommended to navigate these complexities. So, where's the definition of prostitution? Where is it? Because you know what? Why don't I pull it up real fast? Here it is. This is the dictionary definition from Oxford. The practice of occupation or engaging in sexual activity with someone for payment. So cam girls, literal cam girls. You are engaging in an occupation with a sexual activity for payment. Thank you. Have a nice day.
And yes, that is illegal in most parts of America, including New York. Being a cam girl, which is what she was, is not prostitution. Okay, so that's...
No, cam girl work is not illegal in New York, but webcam models are considered self-employed workers and have tax obligations. But at the same time, okay, if you think about it, She is stripping and performing sexual acts for money. Sexual gratification acts for the sake of getting money, i.e., prostitution. Again, Oxford's Dictionary. The practice or occupation of engaging in sexual activity with someone for payment. Stripping, doing sexual acts, sexual favors, all of this for the sake of getting money is prostitution. Are you unable to think about this? You could bring up all these other definitions, but the fundamental definition is what's important here.
You know, and he says it, you know, a lot, apparently, according to the lawsuit. He literally writes on his post on his channel stating,
well, let's see what you're saying here. In New York City, being a cam girl is not generally considered prostitution for several reasons rooted in legal definitions and interpretations. Legal definition of prostitution under New York Penal Law 230, prostitution is defined as engaging in or agreeing to engage in sexual conduct with another person in return for a fee. So stripping for money, posting images for money, playing with yourself for money. That's a fee. Cam girls. Sexual content is broadly interpreted in physical acts. Camming, where individuals perform live over the internet, often involves no physical contact, thus typically falling outside this legal definition. The act of being a cam girl usually involves performance for entertainment, which can include sexual elements, but does not necessarily involve direct sexual conduct with the viewer. So you're playing semantics at this point. Yes, this is legalese, this is the law, this is legal definitions, but we're not even talking about legal definitions right now. We're talking about other aspects of this. We're talking about what is the public broadly accept and what is the broad interpretation of all this. Lack of physical interaction. Prostitution laws in New York State and New York City focus on physical sexual conduct in exchange for payment. Since camming involves virtual interactions, there's no direct physical exchange of sexual services for money, which is a key component of prostitution charges. Okay, but she's still a cam whore. She's still a cam model. She's still a cam girl. She still did all this stuff. Still prostitution. We're just playing semantics at this point. What's digital, what's physical? That's all it is. She still prostituted herself, poured herself out for money. End of discussion.
That she used to be a sex worker, sucking dick for money before working at Kotaku. Okay, so if you agree with the legal definition, and if not, take that up with your congressman or your lawyer, we can agree that this statement,
because I did briefly do cam work, just like digitally stripping,
is not her blowing up her lawsuit.
It literally is. It literally is blowing up her lawsuit. Admitting to doing the whoring, admitting to doing those acts destroys your lawsuit. Because a lot of these statements, for lack of a better term, is jokes and is extremes. But it doesn't take away from the fact that you were a whore doing sexual acts for money before joining Kotaku. I don't get how you can't understand that. You did these things. You admit to being a cam girl. Heck, we can go here. We can go to the body language. This little bit here, okay? When she puts her finger behind her head, doing, that's admitting, I shouldn't be saying this. She's hiding something. She knows that this is a bad look and she knows that this is a bad thing. I don't understand how you can't comprehend this stuff outside of playing semantic garbage the entire time.
You may think being a cam girl is shameful, of which I would say, I think you're an idiot, but
how?
That is
wait. Okay, then why sue him? Seriously, why sue him? If it's not shameful, if none of this is defamatory, why sue him? Think about it. Because suing him for defamation says, this is all bad. This is all wrong. This is hurting my reputation. If it's not shameful, if it's not bad, if it's a good thing, and if it's empowering, why sue him at all?
Side, you have a right to think what you want about other people's choices, but what you don't have a right to do, at least in America, is say just because you don't agree with them morally, it is equivalent to a law being broken. The other thing
doesn't matter. We're not just doing the laws here. You're trying to say that it's the legalese. We're pointing out that there's more to this. There's other interpretations. Not everybody speaks legalese 24/7. Not everybody goes by the legal definitions of every little thing. There's other colloquial definitions. There's other definitions in the world. There's other meanings than this. Not everybody constantly goes by the legal definitions of things. You don't understand this stuff, because if we go by the legal definitions of things kind of change up a whole lot. Things become completely different. There's colloquial definitions and then there's the legal definitions. And a lot of what Smash JT was doing, and a lot of people are pointing out, these are colloquial definitions. We're not always speaking legalese here. You got to get that through your head. But I mean, you're trying to play semantic games right now, utilizing legal definitions versus colloquial definitions.
The thing is the sucking dick part. Now, this is the tweet that is referenced, I believe.
I suck dick. Look, how did you get into the gaming industry? I suck dick. You said it. You said it. Then it's not defamation. It's not defamatory. You openly said it. Can't you figure this out? If you tweet this shit out, if you say this shit, it can be interpreted that you actually did this stuff. Are you completely incapable of figuring this out? This one tweet also nukes her whole lawsuit. This stuff nukes her whole lawsuit. What she says publicly nukes her whole lawsuit. Now, if you're trying to do the whole, well, you guys coming after her, you're not using the legal definition of the stuff. You're not doing this stuff. If you're playing semantics on one side and choosing not to play semantics with the other side and go like, well, there's other stuff that goes into this and there's other things that go here and it's not destroying of our lawsuit or blah, blah, blah. You can't do that. Now you're playing two different games here. Now you're doing two different things. This tweet destroys her lawsuit. Her statements destroy her lawsuits. What she said in public destroys her lawsuits. Don't you get this? Don't you understand this? This goes a whole lot deeper than your stupid little brain. I get it, okay? David, you have a brain the size smaller than a peanut. Okay, it's a nut tinier than a peanut, and I get it. Okay, it's hard to use something smaller than a peanut, but God gave it to you. Use the goddamn thing. Jesus Christ.
In the lawsuit, obviously, now maybe he's got another tweet, but this is the tweet that she mentioned on the show, and this is the tweet here. So has she said she sucked dick to get the job at Kotaku? She did say that. Did she make it clear both here on my show and also just anybody with a freaking brain would know she was being sarcastic and she was...
So she can be sarcastic, but Jeff can't? She can be sarcastic and Jeff can't. Okay, I get it. You're trying to play the defense game for her and saying, well, he didn't do the legal definitions for every little thing. She didn't do all this. He didn't do this. He didn't do that. He's breaking the law. He's not using the legal definitions. But when she does a sarcastic little funny joke statement saying that she sucked dick and he's doing legal he's not following the legal definitions. How? You're looking like a fool here. The sole fact that statement exists destroys her entire lawsuit. The sole fact that she did the stream and she said she did cam work destroys her whole lawsuit. All this stuff destroys her lawsuit. You dumb individual. Use your goddamn brain, for crying out loud.
Joking.
But I saw a tweet you made saying that when somebody asked you, and you're smiling right now because you know what's coming. Somebody asked you, how did you get into this industry? You said you suck. Is that true? And if not, then I mean, and if it is, then
look at her face. You could say, well, she defended her statement. She was being sarcastic and playing around. Okay, then all of Smash JT's statements sarcastic and playing around and are exaggerated for the sake of entertainment. But you're getting freaked out over his statements and then saying, well, my statements aren't necessary. This is a fundamental thing. Take accountability. You said it. You did it. You did this stuff, so it's not defamatory. He's not defaming you when you openly say these things. Get this through your head. I get it. You can't, because half you guys share a brain smaller than the size of a goddamn peanut.
why are the people who are accusing you of that wrong?
Is it true she made the tweet, or is it true she did
Well,
that?
yeah, is it true she made the tweet? And if it's true that she made that tweet, which I know it's true because I've seen it, then aren't they justified in saying that you made it to the top by sucking people?
My guess is it was clearly a joke. If you
Okay, if that's clearly a joke, then his statements are clearly jokes. You said it. You're saying, well, it's clearly a joke. You're the one saying it's clearly a joke. What does Alyssa say?
You made the tweet.
That's a good
Maybe
guess.
not. She's very sex positive. So listen, did you say that? Did you tweet that out?
That tweet that you've seen, I think hyperbole is a lost art.
No. No. You don't get to say that's hyperbole and everything Smash JT is defamatory. You don't get to do that because very easily it's pretty obvious that Smash JT is being hyperbolic. That Smash JT isn't being factual all the way through. It isn't using legal definitions. But if you're saying he has to use the legal definitions and he's not being hyperbolic and he means every little thing he says, and she gets to be hyperbolic and doesn't have to use the legal definitions, and everything she says can, be, well, I mean, it could be interpreted this way and this way, this way, this way. I mean, it's mood. You don't get to do that anymore. You're in legalese areas now. You're in the legal aspect now. You don't get to play both games. You don't get to defend your statements that openly say you did this stuff and then criticize Smash J for saying you did this stuff. You don't get to play those games anymore. And doing this whole semantic BS back and forth, that doesn't work. You nuked your entire lawsuit. Congratulations. I'm willing to bet your lawyer is really enjoying you right now.
The JT guy would have to somehow prove that most people would look at this and assume that this is a serious answer to a question of how you got your job.
No, because this is interpretations. You did cam work. You said you sucked dick to get there. I mean, you admitted to it. You're a public figure. You're saying this stuff in public. Okay, you admitted to it. Congratulations. He has to prove this. No, he doesn't. He doesn't, because you want to know who has to prove that he meant this defamatory and in a defamatory way and had malice for it? It's not Smash JT. It's Alyssa. She's bringing the accusations. She has to prove that these were all done in malice. She has to prove that he knowingly knew that you didn't do this. He has to prove this. She has to prove this. He doesn't have to prove a single thing. All he has to do is point to your tweets and your statements and say, I am easily able to interpret these things to mean she did this stuff. That's all he has to do. The weight is not on the defender here. The weight is on the accuser. You have to prove that he did this stuff. And if you can't prove it, you're the problem. You are bringing the lawsuit. You have to prove that he intentionally did the stuff to hurt you. This undermines everything. What you're saying right now is not how the legal system works. He has to just defend himself and say, I interpreted this way. She said this. I looked at it. She said this. This is what I came to a conclusion to. She has to prove that he had actual malice, which is something completely different because guess who is a public figure? Alyssa Mercante. Guess who's not technically a public figure? Smash JT. We got two very different things going on here. And if you're openly tweeting out that you did this stuff, that hurts your lawsuit.
Kotaku. Her simply bringing up a tweet that's already been out in the public that clearly was a joke, whether you think it was or not. Her talking about the tweet that everybody has access to didn't blow up her lawsuit because it was already.
That's not just what blew up her lawsuit. There's so much more in this that blew up her lawsuit. I don't understand. And here's the thing. It's not just the tweet that blew up her lawsuit. It's the statement of, I guess being hyperbolic is the lost art on people. Smash JT was being hyperbolic. But you're suing him for defamation. You're suing him. You're going after him for being hyperbolic. Why is it okay for you to be hyperbolic, but not okay for him? These are no longer things that you get to do. You don't get to play the hypocrite card. You don't get to play the, well, I was being hyperbolic. I was joking. I was doing all this. You don't get to play these games anymore. You're suing him. He gets to come at you with everything you have ever said. Congratulations. This is going to be a fun time.
In the public discourse. And her saying that she had been a cam girl does nothing to blow up the lawsuit. So
yes, it does.
When Alyssa came to me and we were talking about coming on the show, I mean, I went to her and said, will you come on the show? But she came to me and said, yeah, but I'm going to do it, but I can't talk about the lawsuit. It's not like she entered into this like a moron. She's a very smart lady.
she shouldn't have done it at all. And all those things are going to be used against her in the lawsuit. Everything she says publicly will be used against her in the lawsuit. This is you being either intentionally stupid or you're just admitting that you're an idiot. You're at a fundamental level an idiot. Her going out in public, talking anything about these statements, talking anything about what she did in the past, talking about any of this stuff is now going to be used against her in the lawsuit. I don't understand how you can't figure this out. There's a reason lawyers say, shut the hell up. There's a reason people don't talk about what's being done right now. You can take a look at Destiny's situation, okay? Destiny has already admitted to it behind the scenes in DMs. Those are going to be used against him in a lawsuit. And then when he came back to his streams, he did his response. He intentionally avoided saying anything about what was going on. He made vague statements here or there, but he avoided it like the plague, because anything being brought up about a statement that was made, about somebody involved, about any of that stuff, will be used against you in the legal system. There's reasons people say, don't stream, don't talk, don't do stuff, because everything will be looked through with a fine-tooth comb, and people are going to find every inconsistency. You don't get to say your statements can be hyperbolic, but Smash JT's can't. You don't get to play those games anymore. We're on equal footing. And guess who has to prove that these were made with intentional malice? Alyssa, not Smash JT. This is all Alyssa who has to say this was made with intentional malice, which is more legalese, but this is all at her foot now, not his.
She's like, yeah, of course, here are the things I can't. Don't ask me about Jeff, which I didn't. Don't ask me at the lawsuit, which I didn't. People called in and I made it clear she can't really get into that. And whatever she did want to talk about was she brought up.
I think hyperbole is a lost art.
I think hyperbole is a lost art. Okay. Everything Smash JT said was hyperbolic. If that's your defense, everything he said was just hyperbolic. But you're suing him.
And I think jokes are often misunderstood.
Just like what Smash JT did. He made jokes and you just misunderstood them. But you're suing him.
Online. But I also can't speak about it that much.
Well, you did. Those little things, those two statements, that's you speaking about it. You admitting to being a cam girl, that's you speaking about it. Those two things, those two moments nuked your entire lawsuit. That's why people say, shut the hell up. I don't want you to shut up, though. You gave us what we wanted. You did this willingly. You did this whole stream willingly. You talked about these things willingly. Congratulations, Alyssa. Because of your engagement with David Jaffe, your lawsuit is null and void. Thank you very much.
For a lot of reasons.
You want us to give you a second to look up hyperbole?
I know what hyperbole means, and it's fair enough. I'm just saying, so people calling you out, because, not everything is understood through, text. People saying you suck your way to the top. It's not them lying. It sounds true. You wrote it. And if you're saying it's a joke, you could have clarified that.
There is a very valid reason why I can't clarify that, and I can't speak to it anymore.
Why? I mean, you just did. You said it was hyperbolic. I mean, that little thing, you spoke on it. Congratulations. There's a very valid reason I can't speak on it and I can't clarify it any further. You just did. Thank you. Because you talking about it gave Smash JT all the ammo he needed. You bringing it up gave Smash JT everything he will ever have to use against you. You nuked the lawsuit, and David Jaffe right here is him trying to save face because he also realizes he nuked the lawsuit.
More, but hopefully in due time, people will learn that.
She's not a moron, okay?
Yes, she is.
If you're trolling, I get it. Haha, well, you got to win for your little buddy who you think really likes you and you're in a weird parasocial relationship with because your own parents and your brother and your friends really secretly hate you. I get it.
Are you talking about yourself there, or are you talking about Alyssa? Because if you're saying everybody hates Alyssa, okay, because she's in this weird parasocial relationship. If you're talking about yourself because you're friends with Alyssa and you're in this weird parasocial relationship, okay, I don't get why you're coming at us. If this is you trying to attack us, I'm sorry. You're the one that did all this, not us. You're the one that had her on. She's the one that talked about it. She's the one that opened her mouth. And Smash JT's all like, oh, look, thank you.
But if you actually think you've got the skinny and you're being told the truths by these people, I would advise you, I'll put a link below in this video, to read the lawsuit for yourself and then ask yourself, are they dealing with you in good faith, or are they simply there trying to make you give them money or motivate you to give them money so you feel like you are not alone and you are being heard? And again, don't come to my...
Why don't you do... it looks like you're doing the same thing. It literally looks like you're doing the same thing, saying you're just pandering to these people for whatever reason. You had Alyssa Mercante on to have money, to get money. You didn't believe what she said, and you're saying we're dealing in bad faith here. You literally, this whole video is bad faith. Everything about this video is bad faith. This is fundamental bad faith to an extreme degree, David. I don't understand how you can't figure that out. Saying that he, Smash, intentionally did all this stuff, but then saying what Alyssa said is hyperbolic and shouldn't be taken into seriousness and shouldn't be treated like it's actual fact. You can't do that. She's made these statements, which in turn, Smash JT took and said, well, I mean, she said it. She said it right there. That's my defense. You openly said it in public. Well, I never whored myself. You openly said you were a cam girl. Well, I wasn't a prostitute. You said that you sucked your dick to get your job. Well, I did. That's all hyperbolic. He can say everything he said is hyperbolic. Congratulations, nuking your lawsuit. Congratulations, David. You assisted nuking her lawsuit. And guess what? Now you're acting in bad faith, saying that Smash JT, he meant everything he said. But Alyssa, that's hyperbolic. That's jokes. See how that works? See how all that's going on? That's bad faith right there. You're the one acting in bad faith, and right now you're attacking everybody else at a personal level because you realize you nuked her lawsuit. Congratulations. This is wonderful. I love this. I'm giddy right now, and I hope Smash JT is giddy.
My channel, don't come to Alyssa's channel. You don't have to watch my...
I mean, I love watching Alyssa's content. I got another one in the works here soon because that's going to be just beautiful. But we get to watch you guys. We get to engage with you guys. Guess what? You're in public. You can't stop us. You literally can't. I get to watch your content. I get to comment on your content. If you don't like it, leave the internet. That's how it has to be.
I'd love you to, but I'm not your alternative. I'm not like, hey, okay, Jaffe says don't go there, come here. No, go find someone. Find the most...
This is the... I'm going to play just a little bit more, but this is one of the idiotic things I've ever heard. You're telling them not to watch Smash JT and quit watching Smash JT and Hypnotic and Side Schoolers and all these people. Vera Dark, quit watching them, but you don't have to come here. Hey, you don't have to come here. I don't want your money. I'm telling you to go somewhere else. Go watch somebody else. Watch somebody else who also pushes the exact same values that I have. Watch somebody else who does the exact same things that I do. Watch somebody else who's just like me. But don't give them money. No, you want them to come to you, and you're realizing right now that you're grifting, and you're trying to be like, well, no, I'm not. I'm not telling you to come to me. I'm telling you to go somewhere else. Okay, then, everybody, come to me. Come to me. I'll take you. I'll take you home, guys, and I'll give you similar things as them. I'll give you my perspective on everything, but I'll give you similar things as them. I'll do it. I'll admit to it. Come to me.
Shit that I find offensive in the world, but at least make sure they're being honest with you.
Why do you think they're not being honest? Because to me, it looks like they're being honest. And it looks like you're being the dishonest one. Well, granted, the saddest part about this is you also might be being very honest right now. And your peanut-sized brain doesn't even understand that you're not being dishonest.
That's the main thing. Because, come on, man. Y'all got to be smarter. Because if you fall for these...
I can't. I can't. Bro, you ain't even using your peanut-sized brain. You literally said that Smash JT said all this stuff intentionally and with malice, essentially. But what Alyssa Mercante said was a joke and hyperbolic and shouldn't be taken seriously. You're an idiot. I can't with these people. This is hilarious. At the end of the day, the fundamental fact is this. Alyssa Mercante nuked her lawsuit. David Jaffe assisted in nuking her lawsuit. David Jaffe is now trying to come out here and save face and try to say that, no, she didn't nuke her lawsuit. All these things aren't true and all these things aren't this. And, well, Smash JT isn't using the legal definition of the word prostitute. But when it comes over here and she acted like she was a prostitute, well, no, she was being hyperbolic and making a joke. So it's not really something you need to take into consideration. You can't do that. You can't. At this point in time, everything's going to be looked over with a fine-tooth comb. The sole fact that you made that statement, you could try to say, well, it was a joke, it wasn't real. Doesn't matter. That interpretation by Smash JT is that you sucked your dick to the top. That's how you got your job. By doing that, he now has ammunition to say, she openly said it, Your Honor. She openly said that she did this. I agree. I thought she was being honest to me, being truthful, so I ran with it. She said that she did it, and I believed her. Now she's saying that she's joking, that she was being hyperbolic. That seems like a change of face when it comes to her saying that she was a cam girl. Well, he said I was being a prostitute. Well, he said I was a whore. He said I did all this stuff for money. He said I was acting like this for money. Your Honor, she said she was a cam girl. I was using the colloquial definition of what a prostitute is. I wasn't using the legal definition. And if I'm being held to the standard that I always have to use a legal definition of what a prostitute is, but she herself can say, hey, I suck dick and I can't take her seriously. What is going on here? Your own statements are going to start being used against you. Congratulations. Have a nice day. But guys, at the end of the day, they're idiots. They're just idiots. And I love watching these people try to justify how they're not idiots. But I'm going to leave it there, guys. Let me get you guys' thoughts on all this down in the comments below. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Shout out friends, hit the subscribe button, and hit that notification bell for every time I put out a new video live, guys. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.